Pase aquí a esta cajita, por favor. Póngase mirando para adelante.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. James
Buenos
Costin,
días.
Velasquez.
Presentación del señor Vázquez.
Hello, ma'am. What would you like to say?
Buenos días, señora. ¿Qué es lo que usted desea decir? Nothing.
Esteban.
En lo que se refiere a la fianza,
Esteban, Your Honor, Mr. Velasquez, sorry.
la señora, el señor Vázquez
26 years
tiene
old.
26 años.
He's been in Cincinnati for the
Lleva
last
en
6 years.
Cincinnati los últimos 6 años.
He's employed as a full-time as a painter.
Trabaja a tiempo completo como pintor.
He does have an alternative address where he can
Tiene una
go.
dirección alternativa donde puede residir con un amigo.
We've been presented with a protection order.
Le he presentado la orden de protección temporal.
He's willing to sign it,
Está dispuesto a firmarla,
but I would ask the court to inquire
pero le pediría que el juez preguntase
the prosecuting witness.
si la víctima de la fiscalía desea la orden de protección.
Ms. Ortiz, do you want a protection order which would require? Do you want a protection order which would require Mr. Vasquez to stay away from you? He would not be able to call, text, email, come to where you are, nothing. Do you want that in place?
Señora, ¿desea usted que se emita una orden de protección temporal que impediría que el señor Vázquez se acercase a usted, la llamase, conviviese con usted, le mandase mensajes de texto? ¿Desea usted que se expida una orden de protección para mantenerle a él alejado de usted? No.
Do you want what is called a juris monitor, which would make sure he does not come within a 3-mile radius of your home?
¿Quiere usted que se le ponga un grillete en el tobillo que se llama juris, que impide que este señor se acerque a menos de 3 millas de donde vive usted? No.
From the state?
Por parte de la fiscalía.
I would defer to the court, Your Honor.
Me remito a lo que diga la juez, señoría.
The prosecuting witness is present, does not want a protection order or juris. Mr. Vasquez has no record,
El señor Vázquez no tiene antecedentes penales,
no failures to appear.
comparecencias.
The bond will be based on that OR.
Se fija en base a eso y va a ser bajo palabra.
Jeffrey Riley.
El abogado nada más que está entendido, ahora en unas horas le sacarán.
Cynthia Riley present. Cynthia Riley, no response. Protection order requested. Or. Riley.
My apologies, the court is Riley, you want to take the talk, okay?
Mr. Riley,
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, counsel.
Ruby Wills this morning on behalf of Mr. Riley, pleading not guilty.
All right, Esteban.
Your Honor, we're going to be asking for an OR bond this morning. Mr. Riley is in renal failure. He showed me this morning, he has just had a port put in. He goes to dialysis 3 times a week, Your Honor. Typically he's at dialysis Friday mornings from about 6 a.m. to 10 or 11 a.m. He does tell me he has a friend in Wyoming to reside with. Due to the seriousness of his medical issues, Your Honor, I would be asking for an SOR bond. I'm worried with the requirements of any other kind of bond that we can struggle to get diagnosis payments. And he did execute the TPO.
From the state.
Your Honor, this is elevated due to a prior DV conviction. It is an M2 DV threat. The allegation is the defendant threatened to stab the victim with a butter knife. The state would be requesting a stay away, jurors have requested.
Mr. Riley has one prior violent misdemeanor, which was a DV from 95. This is a threat. Allegation is that it involved alcohol. There are 0 failures to appear. OR plus juris, if requested, plus TAD. No alcohol is a condition of bond. If the defendant does, the prosecuting witness does request jurors, it'll be open hours on the EMD.
Thank you.
Yeah, city DV. Which one is Mr. Welp on? Do we know?
I think Derek is on the first ones up until, looks like Mr. Vasquez.
So is he doing the whole city DV docket?
It looks like Mr. Costin is on Baskin, Wooten, Wright, and Zethers.
He just stepped out.
So
Yes.
Brown is Mr. Welp.
Yes, ma'am.
Johnson is Mr. Welp.
Yes, ma'am.
Jones Westbrook is Welp.
Yes, ma'am.
Lockett is Welp.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Wooten is,
Actually,
Mr.
Wooten is mine, Your Honor.
Wooten is yours? Okay,
Yes.
we can call Jason Wooten.
Are you ready for this?
Set bond last night, gotcha.
Okay.
Are we waiting on you?
Your Honor, this was, here, Barbara, this was continued for yesterday. Motion to double. We see Ms. Hod is here. I spoke to her. She was running a little late.
Is that the one where she was gonna be 25 minutes late?
Yes, ma'am.
Jasmine Hahn. Let's put it to the side real quick. Let's put it to the side, and Mr. Weld is back. We can do the other ones real quick. All right. Shanae Brown.
Sir, Marcus Barrett present, Marcus
She might not be
Barrett.
here. She's in 585 as well.
Okay. Is that the case that you had on with her? Oh, okay.
There's a motion.
All right. If she's not back, let's do Davion
I
Johnson.
actually haven't had a chance to talk to her. She was upstairs. Mr. Well, you ready for Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
There's Mariah Smith. Motion for TPO.
Your Honor, he will be executing the protection order. He is not guilty. Mr. Johnson's 21 years old, single, have a good attitude, East Mountain. Your Honor, he's employed at Aya Lupo's, which is an Italian restaurant, well, Mr. Baxter. Your Honor, I've represented Mr. Johnson previously on a felony matter. He was on probation to Judge Jenkins for a gun charge. He just gotten out of River City about 20 days ago. He doesn't have a holder, and the reason for that is, according to him, the alleged victim in this matter called his probation officer and recanted to him. So I think that's relevant. Why she's not here today, I don't know. Just has the court take that into consideration when setting, but his only record is that are those gun charges.
From the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the city, we would still be asking for a monetary bond given the facts of the allegations that he pushed his girlfriend down the stairs, pulled her hair, dragged her by her hair and struck her multiple times with a belt to her legs, neck, and face.
Mr. Johnson has 2 felonies of importance for bond setting. There are 11 prior failures to appear. He's been on EMD 3 times, once unsuccessful, once successful, and then he picked up the current charges while he was out on EMD on another charge. He's executed the TPO.
Correct, Your Honor.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, now,
Don't cut us up.
Does he need to pick his
No, he can-
items up?
He can stay with his mom, Your Honor, that's fine.
On the, each count, 5,000 anyway, plus juris if requested. There's 1 count of assault, 1 count of BV, 5,000 on each. Jones, Westbrook,
Through Deshavia Pickens.
We get to make you a full blessing, young man.
Mar Saunders. There's a motion for TPO.
is it Jones, Westbrook, or just Westbrook?
It's hyphenated, so I think Jones was.
Okay, I have each way on one.
He will be not guilty, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is 21 years old, single, he has 2 children, one, well, potentially one with the alleged victim in this matter. I have a good address on Clifton Avenue and a good phone number besides his mother. He's currently working at UDF. He's a graduate of Dawn Academy. He's currently enrolled at Cincinnati State in a business program. This theft and this DV are his only charges. The reason he did not appear in court on the theft case was he was residing in Dayton. At that time, he did not receive notice of the court date. He indicated to me that he will be present at all hearings. I'd ask him to consider a OR bond, perhaps electronic monitoring to ensure that he attends all future hearings.
From the state,
Your Honor, I would defer to the court.
Mr. Jones, Westbrook has no record as an adult, no prior failures to appear.
He's got to have at least one.
I'm
I
sorry,
think he's got to have at least one theft charge.
I have none.
That sounds good. That sounds good to me.
The pretrial report says none. And is this the case ending in 5718?
Yes.
Correct.
This case has never been arraigned, has
Oh, all right.
I see this as the first arraignment setting.
it? Yeah, so there can't be a case on it. What is the theft? I have the DV complaint. I don't have a theft complaint.
Yeah, I can show it to you. It's alleged to be an e-bike.
From March, okay, all right. The alleged theft is an e-bike from March 30th, 2025. Supervised OR on the theft, on the DV, allegation is punched in face. There is an officer bond preference requesting a high bond based on allegations of threat to the witness and visible injury. Officers noted they observed scratches on the prosecuting witness's face and arms and bruising to the right eye. $5,000 anyway plus juris if requested with the TPO. Lockett.
Lockett.
Right here.
Right in the middle, turning right. The other way on, make sure full attention, take the test. Mr. Lockett.
He will be not guilty on Mr. Lockett. He's 47-year-old, married to the alleged victim in this matter. They have one child together. Resides at 4001 Myers Drive with his wife. I will get phone number for him. He is not currently working, recently laid off. Your Honor, this protection order issued in February of 2025, so 15, 16 months ago. They've been residing together this entire time. He went out with some friends. She's also on Facebook. She didn't like. She called the cops. He's able to stay somewhere else. He can and will abide by it until such time that it either lapses or is removed by the prosecuting witness in this matter. That's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the city, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. To be frank, Your Honor, I'm a little confused. I'm actually looking at his record and he has a previous violation of protection order conviction from what I can see. Given that, I would ask for some type of monetary bond.
In the previous, it was in 2017.
Correct. There is one violent felony, one violent misdemeanor, 7 misdemeanors, 2 prior failures to appear. He has been on EMD once and was successful. There's a high bond preference request. I'm not understanding how they live together with a 2-year protection order. Well, I understand how they just legally cannot live together. And the protection order is on Mr. Lockett, not the prosecuting witness to abide by. So she can tell you to come over every day. And if there's still an active TPO, which she says means absolutely nothing. $2,500 anyway, plus juris if requested. Prior.
They're pretty co-present.
Prior, yes, sir.
This one is,
Middle.
Your Honor, this post is approaching.
all right, do you have your ID, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right, if you could take it out and show it to the deputy, please.
Pretty.
No, if you want to hear from me first, or is it?
Yeah, it's good. All right. Ma'am, what would you like to say if you were speaking to the box, please?
I would just like to say that, I do need a protection order in place.
All right. And do you want what is called juris monitor, which would place, if Mr. Pryor makes any cash bond, would put him on electronic monitoring and would create a 3-mile radius from where you frequent, like work or home? Do you want that as well?
No, I was trying to get, it's a protection order where, it's like no contact, like you don't come, but not the ankle monitor. I don't want the ankle monitor. He has children.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Esteban.
Your Honor, he's 38 years old, the prosecuting victim is his wife. Stayed on Hewitt Avenue, it's a good phone number, he reside with his mother. He's currently working for GABP, graduate of law and adults. Your Honor, Mr. Pryor advised these charges were originally under the 25 CRB number that was dismissed, and they have since been refiled. I think there is some.
It is.
Okay.
I have on the complaint that this incident occurred November 27th of 2025. There was a case number 25 CRB 20927 that was dismissed, and this is a refile of that dismissal.
Correct, and it's my understanding, speaking with Mr. Pryor, that there's some OEJFS guardian ad litem external pressure, which has led to this being refiled, and perhaps as well for requested protection order. So I just have to take that into consideration. When posting bond, Mr. Pryor has an ORS score of 3, 1 violent felony, only 5 prior misdemeanors.
From the state,
I would defer to the court, Your Honor.
Mr. Pryor, as stated, has 1 violent felony, 5 misdemeanors, 0 prior failures to appear. The allegations from this complaint are from November of 2025 and have been dismissed once the bond, and he's executed the TPO, correct?
Yes.
And it does not look like since November of 25 that he had been picked up for anything else. It will be, and he's been on EMD before and has been successful. It'll be OR plus the TPO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Give me 1 second, I have a.
Oh, I'm out. Let's go. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. All right, Jason Wooten.
We ready, Mr. Barber?
Desmond Pond.
Mr. Wooten.
Do you have your ID, ma'am?
Right in the middle.
You would just show the deputy.
We will take care of the rest.
Good morning, ma'am. All right, so we are set for a TPO hearing. I'll start with making sure, Ms. Hahn, what would you like to say? Keep speaking to the box.
I don't want no charges on him. It was just a misunderstood. So he agrees to go to counseling with me. So, yeah.
All right. Do you want a protection order, which would order him to stay away from you?
No.
So the case will not go away. Once the charges are filed, it becomes the state's case. Do you want a juris monitor, which would track where he is if he did come around you?
No,
Are you concerned for your safety or the safety of any children?
no,
Has anyone threatened or coerced you to be here today?
no.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right. From the state,
I would defer to the court, Your Honor.
If I may,
yes.
Dear Barbara, you previously pled not guilty yesterday, Your Honor. I just note that he currently does groups 3 times a week. He is on medically assisted treatment. He also meets with a counselor once a week, Your Honor. He does take medication that he is not getting while he's here. He's hoping the court would release him on OR bond. He doesn't have any money for a bond, Your Honor.
There are 2 prior violent felonies, 1 violent misdemeanor, 3 misdemeanors, 3 failures to appear. There are 2 pending charges. Those are driving, traffic light and driving without a license. Mr. Wooten's been on EMD twice, successful, twice unsuccessful, twice. Because of the failures to appear, I am doing EMD. It'll be open hours. But Mr. Wooten has 3 failures to appear, doesn't show up to court. I will not order the TPO pursuant to the prosecuting witness's request not to. Christopher Wright.
Third, Amber Smith present. Amber Smith, there's a motion for TPO.
Well, Ms. Root on the left and get back up there to right. Right in the middle, your hands are waiting on you.
Thank you.
Morning,
Esteban, good
James
morning.
Gossett again from Mr. Wade. Not guilty.
All right, Esteban.
26 years old, no records. He has an alternate address with his aunt. He's currently signing the TPO. He tells me he could post a nominal cash bond, but we're asking you to consider an OR since he's signing the TPO. He's got a good phone number as well.
So, I know my paperwork is saying that there's no record, no failures to appear.
I apologize.
That cannot at any way be true because he's been on parole multiple times and you
Yeah.
can't be on parole without a conviction. So you don't need to say anything.
Pardon me. Yes, initial front page lists no.
Yes. But
No prior DV history.
from the state,
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask for a monetary bond. According to the allegations, the victim was punched in the face multiple times with a closed fist and there were visible injuries per officer statements.
I do not have an accurate criminal history count. There are at least 3 because that is how many. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily make it 3 separate. I have one, a tampering with evidence for sure, because I have the prison release date, but other than that, I don't know what the actual record is. I was not given that. He executed the TPO.
He did.
5,000 anyway, plus jurors if requested. Jamar Zanders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Claire Lashia Reed Hunley present. There's a motion for TPO.
Mr. Zanders not guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Zanders has 3 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear. The allegations in this case are from May 25th of 2025. And Mr. Zanders has obviously not been picked up between now and then because this warrant would have been served. From the defense, anything else?
41, Your Honor, when he was in St. Louis, when we found out that he had the warrant, he told me he's staying with his mother currently. So we'd have to take that.
Is he residing in St. Louis now? Oh. From the state?
Nothing further than what you provided me, over. Thank you.
He is executing the TPO?
Yes.
Thank you. Is it a shared child that's on here?
Well, it is, correct, yes.
Is there someone else who can facilitate? Because these allegations are a year old, I would allow him to see his child. Is there a parent or someone who can facilitate from the state?
Nothing.
I will do the TPO as against the prosecuting witness. The child is removed. Mr. Zanders turned himself in, and the allegations are a year old. It'll be an OR bond. Tyler Baker.
Okay, sir, Mr. Sanders, you're going to need a left, whichever the partner tells you. We're asking you, or Mr. Baker. Right out in the middle, that's your attorney. As soon as the court is ready, we're ready.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Counselor.
Okay, probable cause.
All right, as to bond.
Well, I will tell the court that Mr. Baker currently has a no bond holder out of the drug court with Judge Sanders. We're expecting to get him in front of her next week, hopefully into treatment. So for that reason, we would ask perhaps for a supervisor or bond, but we understand we can't.
From the state.
Your Honor, it's a F5 level. Due to the criminal history, state is requesting a monetary bond.
Mr. Baker has 4 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear. He's in drug court in Hamilton County?
He's got a 22 case. It's a 22-05376.
That is interesting. I don't have it pending, and I don't have it as a conviction on his criminal history sheet. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
It's a current, it's in previous status. I don't know if that.
No, typically we would have it. It's just not showing up.
Your Honor, it is showing up on the state's rap sheet.
On yours
So I
it
can
is?
confirm that.
Do you have an accurate count for criminal history?
Total, including outside of Hamilton County, I do not. I just have the ORAS and the
What do you have in Hamilton County?
the Hamlin County, we have the 2022 possession of fentanyl-related compound, possession of cocaine. Those are both just case use orders. And then disorderly conduct from 2019.
I have the misdemeanors, I just didn't have the correct felony count. 1,000 anyway. David Burrell,
Ranger report date 5/26.
I'm sorry.
5/26.
Thank you.
I get all these upstairs to the nurse and everything, okay?
Burrell, you are. And
Of course, you're ready, you can use brown.
after this one, okay.
The stairs, right?
All right, waive probable cause. I'm sorry?
It's a misdemeanor, isn't it?
No, not the possession of.
Oh, I'm sorry.
drugs.
Yes, yes, way probably not.
All right,
Please not guilty on the DV, the extent it's not already been raised. Mr. Bell's 54, single, he has one child, 30-year-old daughter, he resides on Hemlock Street here in Cincinnati. I have a phone number for him. Currently working as a contractor, he's a graduate of Revere High School. Your Honor, introduced Mr. Burrell to Isaac Collier with the Adult Services Division of Public Defender's Office. The expectation is that if we can hopefully get him for today, if we can get him in treatment to address the substance abuse issues that are obviously evident from the felony charges. Your Honor, the DV is 2 years old. As the court considers supervised overall with the treatment order.
Is there Janice Patrick present?
You want him to sign? Sure.
As to the domestic violence, Your Honor, I would never.
And for county cases also deferred.
Mr. Burnell has 1 felony, 0 prior failures to appear, no record of violence. The domestic violence charge is from 2024, September of 2024. That will be a war. The what is the alleged substance?
Heroin. At 4 levels, Your Honor.
On the possession of the misdemeanor possession of drug abuse instruments, OR, on the felony possession of drugs, supervised OR plus random urine screening.
Only on the 26 cases, the DV is unrelated.
Okay.
Granger report date 5/29. Church.
All right. James Church.
Your Honor, Mr. Church.
Oh, we have Brown. But no, it's fine. James Church did not come down. Are we continuing this to tomorrow?
I'm here tomorrow, and I'm just gonna do it now.
All right. Are we going to do what now? His
Sorry, we'll
arraignment
do
now?
the arraignment and everything this morning.
And then I'll do Brown after I call church, forgetting about it.
Waive probable cause as to the felonies, or as to the misdemeanors, between the theft charges. Sorry, I didn't know if it was here. Based on the number of failures to appear, as the court said, reasonable on these matters. And the number of pending charges.
From the state,
Your Honor, I don't have any facts beyond the complaint affidavit. but essentially this was a traffic stop for 2 misdemeanor warrants, and the vehicle fled at a high rate of speed, weaved around multiple vehicles, traveled the wrong way, and then fled on foot while the vehicle was still rolling. State will be requesting a monetary bond due to the risk of flight.
What I have in front of me, which is not accurate on this criminal history summary, is 1 violent felony, 1 misdemeanor. I have 0 pending charges and 1 prior failure to appear, which I know is not true because if I look down on the leads, there are multiple pending charges right now. At least 6 thefts, drug paraphernalia, obstruction, receiving stolen property. On the theft, $2,500 anyway. On the driving without a license, that is an unclassified misdemeanor, doesn't carry jail time, that'll be OR. The seatbelt, OR. Reckless operation of a motor vehicle, $2,500 anyway. Failure to comply, did you waive probable cause?
Okay.
On the failure to comply and the failure to comply, $5,000 anyway, the obstruction, $2,500 anyway.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Shanae Brown,
A and a B, right?
So
They're emergency merit pregnant,
failure to comply instruction
or Kimberly
goes
Clay.
with the 13930, and then the theft is unrelated.
Okay.
Oh. What was your bond up there at this point? Laura, okay, there you go.
Please are not guilty, Your Honor.
Esteban,
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Brown's 33 years old, single, she has 4 children, all with the prosecuting witness on the DP. She resides on Mount Anthony Street, have a good phone number for her, she lives with her kids there. She currently works at the Manor, that's an independent business facility. She also coaches the youth dance team. She didn't graduate from the K 12th grade. Your Honor, she has been separated from the alleged victim in this domestic violence case for 12 years. He came by to check on the children. She indicated that she needed money for the shoes, and he asked what she was going to do to get the money, to which one he attempted to engage in sexual conduct with Ms. Brown, who was now lesbian. There's a video on her phone, which the law enforcement did not see, of her attempting to defend herself using force to stave off the sexual assault. This is a self-defense case, Your Honor. Based on that, I'm asking for an award bond as a criminal damage. So this bond was set in 3 years old. That has to be considered. She has executed protection order.
from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the criminal damaging case, I would just ask for a stay away from Kimberly Clay. As to domestic violence, I would refer to the court.
On the KPS, the trial judge already set a bond on it. Ms. Brown has 2 violent misdemeanors, 1 misdemeanor, 4 prior failures to appear. It looks like the KPS, when she did not show up in front of Judge Bender, it was in February of 24. It's 1,000 at 10%. That bond is not unreasonable with 4 prior failures to appear. Judge Bender's bond will remain the same. On the DV case, that is from, allegations are from March of 26. She executed the TPO.
Correct.
There is no bond preference. That will be OR plus the TPO. Before we go on, do you know who these are not correct?
$154. You got
Has done these, because I don't feel like I can set an appropriate bond if I don't have the right information.
No, I don't know specifically, Judge, but yes, it is our department. I apologize. I don't know.
Let's break for 5. Can you go ask them about that?
Mhm.
Because I've had like half of them have not been
Okay.
accurate.
Okay.
All right. We are going to break for 5 while there's a check at pretrial on the reports.
Yeah.
Because I don't have accurate information and I don't feel like I can set appropriate bonds without that information.
Yeah. You asked me, Burrell is 529. That was a SOR. Burrell's SOR, Baker. Church, you church, right?
Yes.
About 526.
So, Judge, some of these were done from first shift yesterday, second shift, third shift. So right now, we couldn't narrow it down if it was a specific person that was counting them up or doing them there too. I know you've had a couple on the side. A couple things what I could do really quickly here is I could quickly scan a couple of these myself, but it's going to take me a second, just from my knowledge. That's to do a cursory look. But what I could do is
Will you
take some of these back and they're going to do a double check on them.
Okay.
If you want to take more than a couple minute break, or I can, you
Yes,
can go ahead.
let's do the,
And I apologize for our department, Judge.
no, it's fine, just want to make sure we get it right.
We've got a lot of very, very new people back there, and I think they're learning, but
Let's do
moving forward, we'll be very careful. I promise you that. I will make sure the right people know that.
let's take them back,
Okay.
starting with, let me see. I just want to look for violence in these, so those are my big ones.
But these ones are going forward, right? You're telling
Yeah.
that are coming up.
Let's start with, can you take Evans back to start? And then, yes, and then I am, actually, let's do this. Can you take, I'm gonna go through
Here,
the walk-ins I'm gonna do because those people
Okay.
have already been released.
do you want me to, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you want me to go through here? We got on the violent felony charges, double check those
Yes.
at least
Let's
for
start
right
with
now.
those.
So I got Evans
Yeah.
and I got a,
We can do this. Let me see. Can you give me Andre Crawford?
Andre Crawford.
Yeah, I'm just gonna match them up with the sheet. So then the rest of them we can take back. Jamil Dodds. Evans is a gun charge, so I want that one taken back. I want that one.
Okay.
Fisher, I'll take.
You don't need none of these.
Bodie, I will take. Gardner, I want review. That's a robbery. Kingston, I want review. That's a gun charge. Kenny, I want review. That's a felonious assault. Matt Meyer review. That's a strangulation. Mac, I want review. That's a burglary. McCracken, I want review. That's a burglary.
You got a couple of them. I think the last one is a really quick.
Rembert review, that's a gun. Rodo's reviewed. Rogers reviewed, those are guns. Sharp reviewed, that's a gun. Shields reviewed, that's a B&E. I'll take Utterback, that one I think is 5, and Heather Warren.
Okay.
So let's start with that. Those are the rest of the felonies.
We will get on it, Judge.
All right, so,
And then we'll, I think they can do, they've got a team back there.
oh,
Look
wait,
at
can I
the-
have, I'm sorry, can I have Colette? I can do.
All right,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome, Judge, I apologize.
All right. I'm gonna do the walk-ins real quick, because those individuals should already be out. Thank you. All right, DeMarco Murray and Brianna Robinson, Richard Rump, all right. Good morning, Mr. Murray. All right. Did you pay a bond to get out? Mr. Murray was released. He has shown up today. It's 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of inducing panic. Is there anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Murray, it'll be an OR bond on both because you showed up today. These are nonviolent offenses. You'll go to room 117 to get your next court date and contact an attorney, all right? Thank you, sir. Brianna Robinson? Yes. Good morning, Ms. Robinson. All right. Did you pay a bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. It'll be the same bond that you already posted. You won't have to post anything else. I will enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. On the menacing, who does Ms. Robinson need to stay away from?
That would be
Well, you already know who you need to stay away from, so that's good. Stay away from whoever that is.
Lord.
All right. So stay away from Ms. Ward, no call, no text, no email, no social media, all right? You showed up today, under your same bond. It'll be the same bond that you already posted. Go to room 117 to get your next court date and contact an attorney, all right? Thank you, you too. Richard Rump,
He has a family friend that brought him here, and he did pay bond, Judge.
He did, okay, thank you. All right, good morning, Mr. Rump.
Good morning.
All right,
Appreciate the time that you give me today.
all right, Mr. Runk, it'll be the same bond that you've already posted.
Yeah.
Until you come back to court, you are not permitted to drive.
Right.
All right, and is there anything from the state?
How can I have my license back?
Hold on for 1 second. Anything from the state?
Due to the allegation of OBI, we will be requesting TAD.
I had 3 old ones.
All right, hold on for 1 second. We're not gonna try the case today. I am going to order a TAD unit, which monitors if you consume any alcohol. No alcohol is a condition of bond. You have 1 hour to make your way over to 800 Broadway to get that TAD unit put on.
What's that?
He's gonna tell you where to go. And right now, the license will not be released. You can go to the DMV to get an ID. And once you get to the courtroom, your attorney can file the appropriate motions, all right?
Yeah.
You'll go to room 117, and then the deputy is gonna take you. OR on the minor misdemeanor. All right. Austin Collette. That's a lockup. So I'm going through, I broke up the docket, so just listen out. I put aside the nonviolent ones so that the violent allegations and the gun cases are being rechecked. And then I'm doing the nonviolent.
Your Honor, if you can just follow them then.
Yes, okay, yep. All right, so first is Austin Collette.
Wait for all the cause.
All right.
Your Honor,
Esteban.
Mr. Collette's 32 years old, he lives in Cincinnati, so he has contacts with the community. He does have a probation violation with Judge Hathaway, which will hold him. This is a low-level, non-violent charge. He asked for a nominal bond so he can get time credit for time while he's waiting on that PV holder.
From the state.
F5 felony drug possession. State would be requesting monetary bond due to prior felony drug convictions.
There are 4 felonies, 2 misdemeanors of importance when setting bond as well. There are 9 prior failures to appear. Mr. Collette has been on EMD and was not successful. On the F5, 2,500 anyway. On the resisting, 1,000 anyway. The drug abuse instruments, 250 anyway.
Stranger report date 5/26.
Andre Crawford.
Go, yes, sir, go, say that again. Mr. Crawford? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Crawford.
Your Honor, these are probation violations going to Judge Johnson. Mr. Crawford is 63 years old, he's single, he has 1 child, 35-year-old. Residing on Camvic Terrace here in Cincinnati, that is a sober living facility associated with Honest Truth. He's been there for 2 years. I got a good phone number for him. He's not currently working, he's on disability, but he has good classes, working on his sobriety 6 days per week. Has his GED and associate's degree from Cleveland State. He found out about these warrants yesterday, turned himself in on them. He's just trying to get all this stuff behind him. It's kind of something from the old life that he's no longer doing. I asked the court set no more bond on these.
Waive probable cause on the felony
Yes, sorry.
from the state.
Your Honor, on the felony, the allegations are the defendant, and this is all captured on surveillance cameras at the casino. Defendant found some keys by a slot machine, took the keys, and then walked around the parking garage till he found the car and then proceeded to take the car. So based on that and its history, state's requesting a monetary bond and also stay away from the prosecuting witness. And also stay away from Hard Rock Casino.
No objection, others, no order.
Is there anything from the city on the PDs? There are 6 violent felonies, 5 misdemeanors, 8 prior failures to appear. On the theft, 8,000 anyway, on the new felony. On the probation violations, 1,000 anyway on each. Or in the alternative, on the probation violations, OR, EMD, Mr. Crawford was on EMD in 2023 and 2025 and was successful with no violations both times.
Is that alternative just on the 80?
That's just on the misdemeanors. It's a cash bond on the felony.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Dodds.
Mr. Dodds? Sir, want me to come out? No, next year, I'm here to wait on it.
Wait for all the cause.
All right.
Mr. Dodds is 33 years old, lives in Cincinnati, went to Aiken High School, so he has contacts with the community. He currently has an EMU holder. He also has a parole holder for a possession charge, so we just asked for a little bond.
From the state.
Yes, Your Honor, the allegations was a home visit, and during the home visit, the narcotics were discovered, F1 levels of cocaine, and F1 trafficking. The officers recommend a high bond because he's a known drug trafficker. State would also ask for a high monetary bond.
There are 5 felonies, 3 misdemeanors, 4 pending charges. It looks like 0 prior failures to appear. I do see the bond preference from officers for a high bond. The trafficking and possession are F1 quantities. $15,000 secured on each count.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Fisher.
This is done, Judge.
Okay.
You're finished with this
Oh,
one?
yes.
Okay.
Done with-
We're bringing their, we got a team double checking and then we'll have those out here in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Fisher? Fisher? Is it Fisher?
You have it,
I
okay.
have all of it, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna skip it out.
Okay, are you Fisher? Come back in here. Fisher.
Fisher, we're not going to keep this Fisher. We're in the middle next year, attorney's gonna be up going on it.
Judge.
Wait for all the cause.
All right, as to bond.
Your Honor, Mr. Fisher is 42 years old, lives in Cincinnati, so he has contacts with the community. The allegation in this case is marijuana. It's a low-level, non-violent charge. We have some over on.
From the state.
It is low level, it is marijuana, however, there's a long criminal history. State would be requesting some type of monetary bond.
There are 6 felonies, 8 misdemeanors, 0 failures to appear, no record of violence. It looks like officers did not put down a bond preference. The 2 and 4s And then the F5 on F5 quantities of, or just F5 charges, period, there's a presumption of probation. The allegations are marijuana. There are no failures to appear will be an OR bond.
Grand jury report date 5/29.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, the man hang a left hallway, listen, no man, right.
Fogey, Richard Fogey.
What was your name? I'm sorry.
5/29.
Thank you.
And then the order for them, because I have Fogey, Utterback, and Warren. Those are
Is that the way you want them?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
for now, thank
Your
you.
Honor, can I let you know, also, that Reginald
So we'll go get Utterback.
Gardner is not going to be brought down, so it's just gonna be a continuance.
That's one in the
Okay.
back, Judge.
All right, I'll call that one after this.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, Mr. Fogey.
Wait for all the guys.
All right, as to bond,
Mr. Fogey is 54 years old, this is his age, his contact with the community. Like I said, he has a SSD claim pending for disability due to his back. My paperwork shows no violent felonies, no failure to secure in the last 5 years. These are 2 low-level, non-violent charges we're asking for.
from the state.
I'd like to bring to court's attention the long criminal history. They are low-level marijuana charges. Due to the long rap sheet, state would be requesting some type of monetary bond.
There are 8 felonies, 6 violent misdemeanors, 10 misdemeanors, 0 prior failures to appear. It looks like the last conviction that the defendant had, there was a payout ticket in February of 2016 and a DV from December of 2016. Is that what you have, that there have been no convictions since 2016?
Assault confinement in 2016. That's the last one. A criminal.
These are nonviolent offenses, marijuana, no convictions in 10 years, 0 failures to appear, be an OR bond.
Grand jury report date 5/29.
Reginald Gardner, I have the continuance. Mr. Gardner did not come down today. This is being continued to tomorrow, May 16th at 9 a.m., no bond. All right. Aaron Utterback.
Ms. Utterback. Young lady, right in the middle, your attorney is fabulous.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Waive probable cause.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Utterback has 1 misdemeanor, 0 failures to appear. This is an F5 possession of a crystal rock-like substance that looks like has, meth, and it's a F5, which there's a presumption of probation. Is there anything from the state as to bond?
No, Your Honor, state will defer.
Or
Thank you.
Heather Warren?
I'm sorry. Grand jury report date.
Yes,
5/29.
maybe she's my attorney, but yes, OR. Ms. Warren? I do not know. I'll say, you're in good hands.
It's Warren.
Warren.
You might have it as purple.
Good morning, waive probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Warren.
Perfect timing. I don't know.
There's 1 violent felony, 7 felonies, 2 violent misdemeanors, 14 misdemeanors. This is an F5 presumption of probation if it gets to that point. But there are 5 failures to appear. The no bond preference, it looks like his allegation is 1 white pill later identified as cocaine. I am at OREMU, but I am happy to hear any arguments of counsel.
Judge, I can add that I do have an address for her in Green Hills. She lives there with her partner. I have a number for her and him. She has a 2-year-old son at home. She is 7 months pregnant and on methadone maintenance right now through Premier. So that would be my only concern, is that I know she needs to have that medication, so nothing is harmful for her pregnancy. She indicates that she has been basically negative for the last few years. She had a death in her family, but she is in treatment right now, and she has a doctor's appointment on Monday for her pregnancy.
From the state?
Due to the criminal history, state will request a life.
It will be I'll do 500 anyway, or alternative OREMU if she wants to. If she doesn't want the EMD, the EMD will be open hours, so she will still be able to go. Do you have take home, or you go in every day?
Well, I go in and then they give me a take home, and then I go in and they give me a take home.
All right. OREMU or 500 anyway.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Judge.
Do we have any of them?
Yeah, I've got them.
We're gonna hang
I've got all
left
the
them over
forms that we
in
had,
10 minutes.
starting with Evans,
All right,
double
let's-
check.
All
We did, just so you know, I mean, it was quick, they double checked it, they didn't find anything.
Awesome.
So luckily, so, are you ready for Evans?
Yep. Ralph Evans.
Ralph Evans.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome, Judge.
Go, yes, sir. Come out. My finger will go right in the middle next to turn and that's the way.
Your Honor, what charges Ralph has? I don't see it on my side.
It's having weapons under disability.
Wait, probable cause.
All right, Esteban.
Your Honor, Mr. Evans is 35 years old, lives in Cincinnati, went to Taft High School, so he's contacts with the community. My paperwork shows no failures here in the last 5 years, no violent misdemeanors, no violent felonies. He's very the allegations. This is a constructive possession case with a gun in a bag. He denies that it was his bag or his gun. And he also denies that he's on parole or probation. It referenced Officer Walker high bond because of that, but that was back in 2013, so it wouldn't make sense if he was still on either one of those. So I'd ask the court to take that into consideration and send him around.
From the state.
Yes, Your Honor, the state also did see the recommendation for high bond was due to the currently being on parole for conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute narcotics from 2013. So that's something we want to look into. Also, it was mentioned there's a violent history, drug history. Those are also reasons for the officer's recommendation. The state would be requesting for a no firearm order and we would also be asking for a
There are 3 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 0 failures to appear. I do have the 13 charge, but I have that he was released in November of 2020.
Correct.
Um,
I don't know why the officer put that in there.
So I'm not sure if he is still, this was federal parole, so I'm not sure. what the status, if any of that is. And the allegation is a gun, 2,500 secure. Kingston,
Treasurer report date 5/26.
No. 2,500 bucks. Everybody can wait just a minute. Strengthen. Oh, it is. Please.
Judge, this is Mr. Hingston, and who is not guilty with probable cause.
all right, as to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, as to bond, I show Mr. Hingston to be 42 years old, tells me that he has one young child. I show him to be a lifelong area resident. He's currently not working, but he works in the area of building maintenance, and he's looking for work right now. Judge, these are mostly F4s and F5s outside of the weapons charge. He can't make any bond. He's indigent, can't make any bond. I asked the court to consider an EMD bracelet supervised by law EMD.
From the state,
Sure, the allegations are the officers observed defendant conduct a hand-to-hand drug transaction. The defendant then began to urinate in public. At this point, he was arrested. Search incident to arrest. Officers located a handgun concealed in his waistband and also a white crystallized substance. State would be requesting, due to a low criminal history, some type of monetary bond.
Mr. Hingston has 5 violent felonies, 13 felonies, 3 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear. This court will not consider EMU because Mr. Hingston has been on EMU twice and has absconded both times. On the having weapons while under disability, 10,000 secured. On the possession of a crystallized substance, is there an allegation of what the actual substance is? It is an F5 quantity, but no one knows what it is. OR. On the CCW, 2,500 secured. On the violating a protection order, he didn't go around the person. The violation is having the gun. Is that accurate?
Yeah. There's no mention of any protected person being in the vicinity.
OR, the bond for that has been addressed in the actual possession allegations for possessing the weapon. The receiving stolen property, $1,000 anyway. On the misdemeanors, those are both misdemeanors of the 4th degree. OR.
Ranger report date 5/26.
Charmaine Kenny,
Charmaine Keeney. Yeah, I'm already done. I didn't know that.
Robert Allen present. Robert Allen.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Your Honor, this is Ms. Kinney, please not guilty, waive probable cause.
All right, as to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kinney's 28 years old. She has a 12-year-old daughter at home. I show her to be my paperwork says 28 years in the same residence that's her age, so she's clearly a lifelong resident of our county. She works, she has a verified employment at Instacart, which they deliver food at Kroger's and all the kind of delivery services that we have today. It's a very good job. She's been there for 1 year. My paperwork indicates that she has absolutely no court contact whatsoever. What she's telling me happened is that she's the one that called police the first time. The alleged victim's mother told her not to call police again when things got out of hand. Things got out of hand. The alleged victim kicked her daughter, her 12-year-old daughter, and put his hands on her. She's claiming that anything that happened here from her was self-defense, strictly self-defense. I would ask that if there's no TPO involved here, she can stay away from the alleged victim. I'd ask support for no harm.
From the state?
So, Your Honor, further report, officers arrived. They saw the victim holding a knife in the front yard. He was then told to drop it, which he did. Mrs. Kinney explained that she got into a verbal altercation with the victim. Mrs. Kinney went on to explain she was arguing with him, began getting in his face. Mrs. Kinney stated Mr. Allen pushed her away, and upon doing so, Mrs. Kinney pulled out her knife and stabbed Mr. Allen. State would be requesting a stay away from the prosecuting witness, as well as a monetary bond due to the allegations. The officers did defer to the prosecutor.
As was stated by defense counsel, there's no record, no prior failures to appear. The allegation does involve a stabbing with a weapon, a knife specifically. The bond would be $15,000 secured.
Grand jury report page 526.
Nat Meyer.
Nat Meyer. Isla Kelly, present. No, man, come on, you go right in the middle, give a very good attorney who's all talking for you, make sure you face the judge, okay?
Judge, Mr. Nat Meyer will be executing the TPO here. His signature. Sign right here. Judge, we'll waive probable cause, please, not guilty.
From this, Esteban.
Thank you, Your Honor. Esteban, Mr. Nat Meyer is 19 years old. He's legally married to the alleged victim in this case. He's a lifelong county resident, or area resident. I think he actually lived in northern Kentucky for a while, and he currently resides in Cincinnati. He's a high school graduate. He has a job that's verified at Shell GoCo, which is a Shell convenience store. He's been there for about 8 months. He's another individual that I showed to have no record other than this pending charge. That's what my paperwork says. This was a domestic argument, kind of got out of hand in both directions. I'm not sure why this is charged as an F3 strangulation. There is no indication or allegation of any serious physical harm. This should probably be an F4 charge. The other 2 charges are misdemeanors. I'd ask the court to consider an OR bond for Mr. Nat Meyer. He will stay away from the alleged victim in this case. He does have an address to go to at 1035 John Street, which is where his aunt lives. I'd ask the court to consider OR here.
From the state, does the state have any information as to what elevates this offense?
Your Honor, I don't. What I do have is when officers arrived for a verbal disturbance call, the defendant was impeding the investigation by attempting to get police to leave and refusing police services and going back to the residence. The victim stated that they were, the victim and suspect were having a verbal argument, at which point the defendant strangled her with both hands. In a crisscross pattern, the victim stated she could not breathe. The defendant then left the room, came back with a knife and stated, "I'm going to have to kill you." to the victim. No further mention of serious physical harm. So it might be a lower level strangulation. But nonetheless, there is a strangulation allegation. There were marks observed on the victim. So state would be requesting a stay away, jurisdiction requested, and officers recommend high bond. The reasoning is possible harm or intimidation to the victim. State would be requesting a monetary bond due to the allegations.
As was stated, Mr. Knapmeyer has no record, 0 prior failures to appear. The bond will be $2,000 secured plus juris if requested, $2,500 anyway plus juris on the aggravated menacing, and $500 anyway on the obstruction.
Ranger report date 5/26.
What is it? I'm sorry.
5/26.
Jacob Mack,
Who's the main, Mr. Allen, explain that later on.
For the record, Dan White standing in for Jeff Kutcher on Mr. Matt. We can waive probable cause.
all right, as to bond.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the residence is right next door to where Mr. Mack lives with his girlfriend. Unfortunately, Mr. Mack and his girlfriend don't have electricity or water in their home. And he indicates that he had permission from his neighbor, the victim in this case, to use their water hose and run an extension cord to their house. Apparently yesterday, she suddenly revoked that permission, but it's not a stranger situation. He thought he had permission. He's an Oak Hills graduate. He's working as a landscaper. I talked to him about maybe staying someplace else while this is pending. He indicates he can stay with his grandmother, who doesn't live right next door, but lives in the area. But he does understand the need to stay away from the victim while this is pending.
From the state,
Your Honor, the allegations are this defendant was inside the home unplugging an extension cord, which he claims he plugged in. And then the victim also stated that the defendant has been taking water from the outdoor faucet without consent. There is a long criminal history, but
you said there is?
yeah, that's what I have. Your Honor.
What do you have? I have 2 felonies, 1 pending drug possession.
Got looks like an ag possession of drugs from 2025 might be pending, just says judge assigned.
Yes, that's the one. There's one from Judge Marsh.
CCW in 2020, RSP in 2019, OBI 2018. Possession of drugs in 2019. Possession of drugs in 2018. State would ask for a stay away from the prosecuting witness and monetary bond.
It appears there are 4 felonies. Then from what the state has said, The one pending, 4 prior failures to appear. Looks like at this time, Mr. Mack was on EMD when this alleged offense occurred. On the trespass, I will keep the standard bond, which is $500 anyway. On the theft, it'll be the standard bond, $1,000 anyway. And the burglary, standard bond of, I'm sorry, not a standard bond, 2,500 anyway. I will not order jurists so that Mr. Mack can go back home, but I am ordering a stay away from the PW, which means if you see the PW, you need to go the other way. You are not to speak or to make any contact. If she's outside, you need to go the other way. If you do not, your bond will be revoked. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Jarrell McCracken. Thank you.
So what's back to that end?
Your Honor, I got a phone call from the officer on this case. I'd like to communicate that something before we start hearing.
Okay. Well, I guess let's hear what the officer had to say before you waive probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor. The officer informed me that the breaking and entering was duplicative. Turns out it wasn't an occupied structure at all, or at least according to allegations. So I guess for purposes for today, I'm sorry?
You said the B&E, you mean the burglary?
Yeah, there's a B&E charge too.
So then on the burglary, are you dismissing it?
No, burglary is
Which one?
good, B&E's bad.
I thought you said it was an unoccupied structure.
It was not an occupied structure.
So it was occupied.
Yes, so burglary is good, B&E's bad. But we're not gonna dismiss it, but it will come out in the wash and grand jury. So for today's purposes, we would be okay with OR on that charge.
So the state is, based on what the officer said, is requesting an OR on the B&E. All right, waive probable cause?
Yes, Your
All right. On the burglary charge?
Thank you. Esteban, he's 39 years old, Mr. Kraken, is a Long County resident over southwest Ohio. Shown at Sun College, some online college work. Currently works as a homeless advocate for Guest Street Men's Shelter. When I look at the prior court history, I showed no felony contacts. What Mr. McCracken is telling me is that he lived in this residence that is alleged to have been burgled, that this is an eviction issue where apparently he did not know he had been formally evicted, and he entered the property that he had always lived in. And that's what Mr. McCracken is alleging here, or telling me. So I don't know that this will come back an actual burglary charge in the grand jury. He's pretty much indigent. I mean, he works with homeless people. He doesn't have any financial resources. He doesn't have family that could support him in terms of a bond. So he's not going to be able to make any bond. Based on the fact that he has no prior felony court history, I'd ask the court to consider an OR bond for Mr. McCracken.
From the state?
So the allegation is the defendant is a previous tenant who had been evicted through the courts. The owner of the property said this is not the first time he's entered the unit since being evicted. It's alleged that he entered the unit through a window, used a card to pick the front door lock. Officers deferred to the prosecutor. State is requesting a stay away, and we'll defer to the court.
He will stay away from the property.
So Mr. McCracken has 2 violent misdemeanors, 5 misdemeanors, 7 prior failures to appear. This was an unoccupied structure. It looks like he was just evicted late April, hasn't been a month, returned back to his old apartment. Mr. McCracken, you understand now that you are not able to go back to that residence?
Yeah.
Mr. McCracken has been on EMD twice and has been successful with no issues both times. The bond would be OR plus EMU to ensure that Mr. McCracken does not go back to that residence.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
And Guest Street does allow EMD to be set up there as long as the individuals can leave during the day, and it'll have open hours so he can leave. Rembert?
Cool, Mr. Cracken. You going home, we gotta get the ankle bracelet, yeah, tomorrow, okay?
Michael Lancelotto for Mr. Remmer, Your Honor.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Reverend,
Waive probable cause
Wait, probable cause.
as to bond.
Mr. Bond, Your Honor, Mr. Remmer is 34 years old. He has no failures to appear in the past 5 years. He is a city resident, turned himself in. He has a CDL and drives for a Rumpke. He has 2 kids, 3 and 6 months that he supports. We would ask for an OR bond, Your Honor.
From the state.
They are at 5 levels. However, this defendant does have a trafficking and cocaine conviction in 2010. We would ask for a no firearms reminder and a monetary bond.
There are 3 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 1 pending charge, 0 failures to appear. Of the EMU history. The F5 possession. $1,000, and there's no bond preference listed. $1,000 anyway, or alternative OR, EMD. F5, as I said, is a presumption of probation. If it gets to that point, on the having weapons under disability, 5,000 secured. Rodums.
Ranger report date 5/26.
I'm sorry.
5/26.
right in the middle next to your door, turn on the other door, okay? She's got full attention to this, she does, full attention. Full attention, Mr. Reverend.
Are you Miss John?
Michael Lentz.
Are you Amber Johnson?
Yeah.
Do you have your ID?
On my phone.
That's fine. If you would show to the deputy, please. Yes, ma'am. What would you like to say?
Okay, so, in Butler County, this was over a year ago. We haven't had any contact, and we were together yesterday with my daughter. The no contact order was dropped. I didn't realize there was still a civil protection order. I actually had to go get that taken care of today. And so we were pulled over yesterday. So I don't want him to be in any kind of trouble. I'm gonna go today to Butler County and get it taken care of. We didn't know, or we wouldn't even have been together still. There's, like, I'm not worried for my safety. I don't want no contact or anything like that.
All right. No one has threatened or coerced you to be here today? Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, that is our understanding. He complied with the prior stay away order through the case here. He satisfied probation. That stay away order was lifted apparently as the young lady reported that there is a civil protection order that she was to have withdrawn and just had not done so.
All right. Do you waive probable cause?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
OR.
Grand jury report date 5/29.
529?
Yes.
Victor Rogers.
Mr. Reynolds, come with me. Keep your emotions in check. Listen, everyone order tell. Mr. Rogers. Sir. Now, go right to the middle, make sure they're waiting on you. Yes, sir.
James Dawson, designated misdemeanors and felony.
Waive probable cause.
Waive probable cause.
Ask the bond.
Judge, he lives on Sunny Hill Drive with his mother. Tells me he's currently in school, doesn't have any current source of income, but he does have his GED. I think I just said that. We're pleading not guilty on driving without a license as well. We acknowledge his prior record, where he's asking you to consider some type of alternative bond with electronic monitoring possible.
From the state.
Your Honor, state is very concerned, considering the rap sheet escalates to leading to a murder conviction. And then now we have these charges, and there were other criminal history after the sentence was served on that charge. We would be asking for a no firearms order and a high monetary bond.
Excuse me, can I speak on my behalf?
So, Mr. Rogers, I will allow you to speak, but these proceedings are being recorded. Everything you say can be used against you, and you are being represented by very competent counsel who can convey everything that you need conveyed while also understanding what can harm your case.
Yes, ma'am.
So you might want to tell him what you want to say and you all work that out, but you have the right to speak if you would like.
Okay, this is what I was conveying to you. Yes, ma'am, I have an extensive record. I've done time for murder case that you brought up, so it was involuntary manslaughter. But I've done time exclusively for things that, looking back on, I wish I'd have never done time for it, and I wish I'd never done the charges. But I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to do everything right. I'm going to school and everything. Unfortunately, the firearm they caught me with was for protection.
So see, this is why I told you to let your attorney talk, because you just admitted to the crime.
Yes, ma'am.
Having a gun after committing a murder is a crime.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've admitted to a felony of the 3rd degree, which carries prison time. So you can keep talking if you want. The state, I'm sure, would love to hear what else you have to say, but you might want to stop there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you should stop.
There are, and for the purposes of bond, what I am required to look at is past history, which is why the state brought that up. So there are 2 violent felonies, 4 felonies, 5 violent misdemeanors, 4 misdemeanors. The other thing is failures to appear if there's a history of not showing up to court. And then there was a constitutional amendment about public safety that the court is required to take that into consideration as well. On the having weapons under disability, 25,000 secured, CCW 10,000 secured, and the trial judge set an OR bond on the driving without a license.
Grand jury report date 5/26.
Torrance Sharp.
Yes, Mr. Again, we get here in a minute. Mr. Sharp. The village attorney, a very good attorney, he's gonna be doing all the for you, and he's got full attention to his case.
Not guilty, waive probable cause, Michael Lanzalotta from Mr. Sharp.
All right, waive probable cause.
Yes, ma'am.
Esteban.
Esteban, Mr. Sharp's father died just recently, and the funeral is tomorrow. He is employed full-time at Extreme Tire as a mechanic. He's lived in Hamilton County for 25 years. He's a high school graduate with some college credits in engineering. We would ask that he receive an OR bond, Your Honor.
From the state.
The disability being the possession of fentanyl-related compound conviction in 22. State has requested no firearms reminder and defer to the court. Actually, state would ask for a monetary bond. The driver stated there were no firearms inside the vehicle when asked, but there in fact were.
What's your father's name?
Terrence Sharp,
Same spelling as yours?
T-E instead of T-O.
First name.
My mother's right there. She can actually. She can test everything that's going on. Just that.
Where's the funeral?
It's actually in New Jersey, Your Honor.
Mr. Sharp has 3 felonies, 1 misdemeanor, 4 prior failures to appear.
We understand, Your Honor.
The disability is from a case from 2022. The court did just look up an obituary and found it for services. I have the services today. So then he is not going to a funeral tomorrow.
So I'm sorry. I already missed my flight. I didn't.
He thought it was tomorrow.
So none of this matters.
So my bond decision was if I alter from what my usual bond is, it would have been to go to the funeral, but
We appreciate that, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am, what would you like to say?
We were actually en route to, leaving to go to the funeral, which was for this morning. They actually, the guy that was in the car, they found it in my purse, it was mine, it was registered to me. He didn't even know I left he was in my car. I left my purse in the car, didn't realize it, and they arrested him because of the gun. He hasn't been in any trouble. This is my fault that he actually got caught. He had no idea. I forgot my gun and my purse was in the car. It is not supposed to be in there. So when the police pulled him over for his license, that's when they searched the car 4 times and they found in my purse, in the bottom of the purse, I forgot my gun was in there. That's the reason why he's in it. He hasn't been in any trouble. He's been working. This is really my fault.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Sharp has been on EMU twice, has successfully been on EMU both times. The bond on the having weapons under and the CCW because of the 4 prior failures to appear, the OR, EMU on the traffic OR.
Thank you.
The EMU is open hours, so he can still go to work.
Grand juror 14-526.
Shields. All right, so ma'am, there's no monetary bond. He'll just have to wait to have the EMD put on, right?
Corpus immunity tomorrow. Will not be today. Shields. Not right over with me in a minute, okay? That's a lot of for Mr. Shields, only probable cause, not guilty.
All right, as to bond.
As the bond, Mr. Shields is 69 years old, lifetime resident of the city of Cincinnati. He had been residing off and on in he referred to it as a halfway house in Walnut Hills on Kemper Road. We would ask that he be released on OR in order to return to that shelter. He is homeless at this time, Your Honor. We understand that he has been homeless, and that's been the reason for many of his failures to appear. I don't know what might be done, or what type of residential facility might be engaged with in order to safely house him while the case is pending and ensure his attendance at court.
From the state.
So officers are recommending high bond due to the 14 felony convictions and 75 misdemeanor convictions. State would also ask for a high bond due to this. Also, defendant admitted to entering without consent and stealing items from the building. So state would be requesting a high monetary bond. Hopefully we can implement services to help this defendant.
There are 2 violent felonies, 11 felonies, 2 violent misdemeanors, 71 misdemeanors, 7 prior failures to appear. It's a F5, 10,000 anyway.
Grand jury report 526.
Thank you.
I think that's the felonies, Judge.
I'm sorry.
I think we're back on.
Austin?
Yes.
Yes.
And we had time to double check these also.
Okay.
So we went through everything.
Show Mr. Shields' investigation about bond.
Mr. Austin. Huh? Who is? Austin? Austin is? Yes, I am. Austin. One second, Mr. Austin. Cool, now I'm ready. Wait, the other attorney can all talk for you. Eric? Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
1 second.
Yeah. Refresh.
All right. Did you all work something out?
We did.
All right, what is it?
Plead to the A is an unclassified, dismiss the B.
Was there an accident?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Austin, a guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. The amendment is to an unclassified misdemeanor, carries no possibility of jail time. Maximum possible penalty is up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. You do have the right to a trial on the original charge. Knowing your right to trial, the maximum possible penalties, do you want to maintain a guilty plea to one count of driving without a license?
Yes.
Counselor, do you waive and stipulate? That includes waiver, service of a new complaint, and arraignment on the amendment.
Yes.
Finding of guilty, mitigation, he's
Yeah,
been in
he's
one
been
day.
locked up 1 night. He's got a warrant in Michigan, so we're trying to get this out of the way. Asking him to commit it.
From the state,
FRA marked as no. There was almost a crash. The defendant turned in front of the cruiser. Nothing happened.
1, credit 1, remit the fines and costs. Jeremiah Cummins,
Getting there.
Should begin with just the figure of overcoming. Now, in the middle, next to your attorney. Yes, sir.
All right. Not guilty, Your Honor.
Esteban,
He's 25. Judge, I'm not showing any record on my pre-trial sheet, no failures to appear. He is a manager at the Taco Bell on Beachmont. The criminal damage he incurred where he is living with his fiancee, who he tells me is disabled. The complaining witness is his fiancee's mother. He will go to a hotel. He tells me he has the means to do that and stay away from this prosecutor. So we ask you to consider that.
from the state,
Allegation is defendant kicked the door, breaking it, and then the door actually made contact with someone else. Stay away from that person and defer to the court.
there is no record at all as an adult or juvenile, no failures to appear. The OR plus stay away from the PW. Echo Brenner,
Gotcha, young man. I'm gonna recommend you, if I, and let's keep your emotions down low, going on. Echo Brenner. Right, Lisa, go right to the middle, next to your attorney.
Allie Ertl on behalf of Mr. Eichelbrenner to plead not guilty.
all right, as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, I'm asking the court to release Mr. Eichelbrenner on his own recognizance. He's got 0 failures to appear in court. Understand this is a probation violation. One of the allegations is that he has not attended DIP. He reports to me that he actually did attend the DIP program in January at the Sharonville La Quinta Crew to Coach. That I think is one of the programs, and so I would need him to be out so that he can provide me with that certificate of completion, so that he can then provide that to probation. He does have a lot of obligations on his time, Your Honor. He is on probation, he has a full-time job, and he also pays child support for 2 kids, which he shares parenting responsibilities with his ex-wife.
I'm sorry, when did he complete that?
January.
I completed it on January 25th, and
Uh,
what my probation officer said, so I'm sorry.
hold on. So he had a PV in January. and pled guilty to the PV in March of 26 and was ordered to complete it.
I understand that, Your Honor. I'm just relaying to the court what my client has relayed to me, and I would like to have the opportunity to verify that and get that certificate. The dip has been completed. He has, Your Honor, paid all the fines, costs, and probation fees, so I know that he has been engaged with probation at least to the degree that he is completing some of the requirements. And so I just need the opportunity to verify through the client and through the coach that this program was completed.
From the state.
State will defer.
It's a M4. There are 0 failures to appear. OR.
Thank you.
Rachel Horton.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Horton.
Gotcha, sir. Hang left, go all the way, Michelle. Rachel Horton. Horton.
You don't have to do the bond setting after this, do you? You're done. Completely, right? Who's taking over for you tomorrow? Okay.
Understandable. Come on out here, right next to your attorney, okay?
Ms. Horton, stand right here next to me.
All right.
Allie Archel, on behalf of Ms. Horton, please not guilty.
All right. She has no record, no failures to appear. Allegation is an M4 disorderly conduct. Is there anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
OR. Jones.
Go back.
OR. Ms. Jones.
Thank you. Jones? Ms. Jones?
Go, Ms. Jones, my own name. Watch your feet, go right in the middle, next to your door, turning up their way.
Robert Martin.
Allie Archel, submitting my designation on behalf of Ms. Jones, the plea is not guilty.
All right. Ms. Jones has no record as an adult or juvenile, no failures to appear. This is 2 M4s, disorderly conduct and trespass allegations. She was dancing on people, was asked to stop and leave the bar and didn't. Is there anything from the state?
Just stay away from game time.
OR plus stay away from game time. All right?
Thank you.
Thanks. McEstine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's fine. That's always OR. 19.
Melissa Talla. No response.
Young lady, come out. You go right in the middle, next to your attorney, she's gonna put her weight on you, okay? When you get there, make sure you have full attention, face the judge. I will take care of the rest, okay? Right here, right here. Full attention.
Your Honor, Allie Archel, on behalf of Ms. Goodine.
What'd you get?
Well, I don't even have
I have a TPO.
do you?
Yes.
I didn't even have a folder. I had a file, but I didn't have a folder. Like what a TPO typically be.
You have it?
Yeah, I think we can go forward without the jacket, as long as we have the TPO. that's fine.
While they're looking for that,
Your Honor, Allie Archel, on behalf of Ms. McEntine, the pleas are not guilty. And I'd like to be heard as to bond and the request for TPO.
yes.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to deny the request for a temporary protection order. My client is 19 years old, has no history whatsoever, no failures to appear, no convictions. She lives at home. This allegation is against a younger sibling. I do intend to file a notice of self-defense after speaking with my client about what happened. Client, in addition to not having any criminal history, is a full-time student at UC Blue Ash where she studies psychology. She also works at ViaQuest as a direct support professional to people with developmental disabilities. Her mom is here in court. I'd like to hear from her as well.
So, yes.
Yes, please don't talk about what happened, just about whether your daughter should come home.
Okay.
Alright.
Yes, so,
Does she live with you?
yes.
Okay.
And she's a good child. All of them is so cute. It's just like the kids were kind of stuff together and that they are very good child. That passed away like 1 year and a half. So I had to go back home and bury the things. I just want my kids back home.
Alright.
And if they can also.
Do you have concerns that the sisters will not be able to get along while both of them are in your house?
They don't have problem. They don't have problem. They've been together forever, so they never have problem.
Alright.
They are kidding.
All right, thank you, ma'am. From the state,
State will defer.
there's no record, no failure to appear. She is a full-time student. Mom is here. And that's who she will be living with. I will not order the TPOs. Everybody lives in the same house. OR, supervised OR.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jeremiah Matthews.
You know, like, I'm even a little,
Yes.
Matthews. Yes, sir, young man, come out, you go right in the middle next to your attorney's note. Wait a minute.
Your Honor, I'm submitting Ms. Alexander's designation for Mr. Matthews. She represents on the current misdemeanor. The plea on the probation violation is not.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to release Mr. Matthews back on EMU and to note on the judge's sheet that he may reside at his address in Adams County. He lives in Adams County, he works in Adams County. I think this achieves everyone's goal of him staying away from the prosecuting witness on these charges for which he's on probation. And that's the request I would make.
From the state.
So, if he's not complying now with EMU, state has no confidence that he will comply in the future. The only EMU we would be okay with, the state, is total lockdown. Because the allegation is that he infiltrated the exclusion zone, and they mentioned that this was the second time he has violated EMD in less than a week. So, either EMD full lockdown or full.
So there are 4 violent misdemeanors, 1 pending charge, and 2 prior failures to appear. The Adams County issue, I'm not sure. I don't think the state is that's gonna go anywhere, because Judge Stephanie put on her judge's sheet, defendant can go to surrounding counties in order to work and seek work. So she gave permission, March 27th. This was in March 30th, but she gave permission 3 days before for him to go out of county. Now, the exclusion zone, though, is not in Adams County. And EMD provides a map of where you can and cannot go. And so that is what is most concerning to me.
Your Honor, may I address that?
You can.
Your Honor, my understanding is there's no allegation of actual contact with the prosecutor in this. I think this may have been an incidental exclusion zone violation in the part of several interstates that run through Cincinnati that my client had been traveling on as he packed up his things to move to Adams County, and may have, my understanding is that may have been the exclusion zone issue. But there are no new charges for violating protection order and no allegations that he had contact with this person.
As was stated before, they give you a map and tell you where you can and cannot go, and help you map out alternative routes to get there. And so the bond will be $2,500 on each plus juris if requested. McDonald.
Natalie McDonald. You go to McDonald.
Cool, give me $500.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can open that door. It's McDonald's.
Hand me those judges' sheets, please.
Okay, I'll put it on. Plea is not guilty.
Give me 1 second. All right, as to, did we call for Natalie McDonald?
I did your
All right.
response.
As to bond.
Your Honor, Mr. McDonald is 48 years old. He's married to the alleged victim in this matter, Natalie McDonald. They have 2 children together. He resides on 2 Willinger Trail. There is a now felonious assault charge that underlies this. It was originally charged as domestic violence on April the 2nd. That charge was elevated to a felony based on a broken nose from the same deal. He was indicted on that earlier this week and arraigned this morning for that. Bond of that was set at $15,000, 10% plus EMD and juris. That was the same bond that was originally set on the misdemeanor back on April the 2nd. So, Your Honor, the allegation in this case is that Mr. McDonald made a phone call to the protected party on this past Wednesday at 10 in the morning. He's probably not guilty. The assertion is that it was an accidental call because the neighbor's meant to call his mother and call the protected party. Hung up before she could even answer the phone. There's no voicemail. There's no F you, I'm gonna get you a notice that there are no threats. He's been out on bond on this case since the 10th of April. So almost 40 days have passed before this phone call, so it's not a heat of the moment type deal. He had known he was gonna come into court yesterday and turn himself in on this felony warrant. He'd known that for 3 days. There's not a heat of the moment type deal. All that to say is it's consistent with it being an allegation that he's got an alcohol issue. To that end, he's been engaged in counseling, individual counseling with Lifeline. He's engaged in Celebrate Recovery. That's a 12-step program through his church. He's been sober since he's been out on bond. 10 o'clock on Wednesday. He's not get drunk and call your ex-wife. Hours. It's an accident. We intend to try this case if we can't work all these out of the package anyways. I'm asking the court to set an OR bond. It's being held on the felony bond, which I think we'll post later this morning. There is an EMD already in place. There's a civil protection order he was served with yesterday. He's executed this protection order. There's a stay away at the condition of the bond. He knows not to have contact with the protected party in this matter. He intends to continue to not have contact.
From the state.
So the allegations are the defendant called the PW cell phone. She did not answer, but he did not leave a voicemail. State will defer to the court.
With the allegation of no physical contact, and a phone call that was not answered. It would be OR plus jurors if requested. Mr. McDonald, the easiest way to not call someone is to erase their phone number. And if you, it's hard to accidentally dial 7 numbers. So that would be the easiest way to stay out of court. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Leanna Meacham.
Going in there. Meacham.
She's pleading to one. Respond to another.
I do not. They got to put on for the
You all working this out?
Yes.
All right. Case ending in 26149,
That will be dismissed quickly, Your Honor.
29397.
The state's expecting a guilty plea on the A and the B charge, Your Honor. That's my understanding.
13929.
Both of those will be dismissed quickly, Your Honor.
And the county 25594.
Plea to the B, dismiss the A. And then please charge on the 3133.
Yes. Oh, here. There's, I didn't have that one. I'm sorry. 31338 as charged.
As charged. Yes, ma'am.
So these are all unclassified.
That's correct, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I have 4 cases that are being pled to. Everything else is being dismissed for plea. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Meacham, the guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. The 2 driving without a license and the 1 driving under suspension are unclassified misdemeanors. Maximum possible penalty is up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. The speeding is a minor misdemeanor. Maximum possible penalty is $150 fine plus costs. These are offenses that cannot be expunged. The driving without a license and driving under suspension are offenses that enhance, meaning that additional convictions of the same offense can result in additional more severe penalties. Specifically, the statutes for many of the driving without a license and driving under suspension after 3 convictions escalate to either an M4 or a misdemeanor of the 4th degree or a misdemeanor of the 1st degree, depending on how it is charged, which means that you can serve anywhere just for driving 30 days in jail up to 6 months in jail. A judge in municipal court can also stack those on top of each other for a year and a half. So just like I have 3 in front of me, if you get convicted of 3 more, a judge can have you sitting in jail for a year and a half on the charges. All right? So you need to stop driving because there are a lot of things to go to jail for, but something that you can walk, bus, or Uber is not one of them. All right? Knowing the penalty, there's some tissue right there. Knowing the penalties, do you want to maintain a guilty plea to the speeding and the 3 driving charges? All right. Counselor, do you waive and stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finding of guilty. Ms. Meacham has been in for 1 night.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm gonna ask the court credit, not impose any fines. She's gonna spend her summer getting her license squared away.
Does she know what she needs to do? Has she been to LIP?
She hasn't been to LIP. I'd like to meet her there so that we can get the printout in Ohio. She lives in Kentucky now, so she'll be getting a Kentucky license. And she'd like to do all that before she starts college at UC in August.
All right. So, Ms. Meacham, when you leave here, if Ms. Archibald can meet you over there, and quite frankly, even if she can't, you need to go across the street to the main courthouse, to the License Intervention Program. It's in room 167. They will tell you everything that you need to do to get valid. They will also, if you are eligible, put you on a payment plan so that you can get privileges to go to work, to school, household errands, so that you can still do your everyday functions and get around if you're eligible for that. So just take the time to do it the right way. It looks like you got a lot going for you. I don't want you sitting in jail, because this could have went a whole nother way, okay? Sitting in jail for something that there are resources to help you so that you don't end up here. All right? Credit 1, remit the fines and costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. This is Mr. Milner.
Nadia Matthews. Nadia, the response, order of protection requested.
While you're going over there, well, I'll wait. While she's explaining that, I have a return. It'll only take a second.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I got it.
Is it? Oh, I don't feel, I got a jacket on, so I'm not
We
feeling.
shouldn't have to put on a whole sweater.
It was cool outside this morning.
Did they talk about Bernice Allen?
Uh-huh.
I only got the pre-sale packet, so.
She liked us.
Yes, thank you,
Yes.
that's fine. Appreciate
Or whichever way. I don't care.
Okay, so what's going to say?
How you doing today?
Oh, you sure?
You know what?
Whichever way.
I don't have to wear it every day, but when I come before I have to.
He need to be.
So thank you.
Yes,
ma'am.
He need to be.
Port,
But you all gonna wait
it's
the
a
fall.
Perry Ellis portfolio.
A big dog.
That's a name for him. I appreciate it.
Where else, Paul?
Oh, I got him.
I already talked to him about it.
Oh, no.
I talked to him about it.
Cornell gonna get it.
I talked to him about
You did a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Listen.
I thought I was gonna have an easy Friday. I can't sit at my desk and all of a sudden,
I think
like,
we all
we need
thought.
you to remember.
So we're all.
I haven't been in here in a couple of years.
I know, we're all on the wheels.
But I used to fill in for Andy quite a bit back in the day, so I know what I'm doing.
Did Andy retire?
Yeah, a couple weeks, about a month ago.
Did he?
Yeah. It was nice that Judge Bouchard, when Judge Bouchard was in here last, and they gave him, our agency gave him a little plaque, and Judge Bouchard read.
He slid out.
Read
'cause
something.
He told
Yeah,
me he
he
got a
likes-
couple of more
He's
years.
kind of like, does like that Irish goodbye, you know?
Yeah, okay.
He slid on out.
All right. Did Mr. Milner execute the TPO?
He did,
Your Honor.
Judge.
He did not go to it.
All right, as to,
Your Honor, he's 30 years old. I see one failure to appear, no domestic violence history. Does not live with a party witness. There does appear to be like a 6-month delay between filing and rest on the insurance warrants. Works at Americana related maintenance on shopping for establishments has been there for 3 years. Moved to Sumatra in Cincinnati.
from the state,
State's asking for a stay away and jurors requested, will defer to the court.
there are 4 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear. He executed the TPO. The allegations in this, at issue here from December of 2025. The bond would be OR plus the TPO. Scott Nicely.
Go this way. Go out. Million's attorney gonna be up there waiting on you.
Your Honor, Ruby Rose this morning, standing in for Tess Logan from my office, who represents him so nicely. He will be not guilty.
As to bond.
Your Honor, he is 50 years old. The charge is 4-3 misdemeanor criminal trespass. He works at A Recycling, as the shirt on, for that establishment. He's been there 4 years, works 3rd shift, processing company. We'd be asking for an offer on your own.
State.
Stay away from I had 100 William Street on the complaint, but this is 101 William Street in the 527. I would ask stay away from both locations.
You know what that is?
I have no idea. It's owned by Village of Laughlin. That's all I have.
There's 1 felony, 14 misdemeanors, and 16 prior failures to appear. It looks like Mr. Nicely has been on EMU twice, once unsuccessfully, the latest time in April of 25 successfully. The bond will be keeping the standard bond, which is $1,500 anyway, or alternative OR EMU. Penny.
Samad Thompson. No response.
Go, that's gonna make, hang alive the whole way through the.
Order of protection requested.
Miss Penny? Penny, come on, you can go right to the next person, so we have to wait on you to do all the talk before we all, okay?
Good morning, Your Honor. Ruby Rose on behalf of Ms. Penny this morning, please not guilty.
As to bond.
Your Honor, I do believe the state is requesting a protection order in this case. When I looked at it just briefly, it did include her 3 children. Ms. Penny is the unmarried mom of these 3 children. She is, by law, their legal custodian. She's a primary caregiver for them. She works from home. She also facilitates their homeschooling program, which is kind of wrapping up here as we get close to the end of the school year. So frankly, I don't believe she'd have a problem signing a protection order related to the protected party, but it's going to be an issue for her 3 minor children. She has no record, Your Honor. This is her first contact with the criminal justice system. She does have an alternative residence to stay at with her father in Amelia, Ohio, so just for in Claremont County. We'd be asking, Your Honor, frankly, that the children be removed from the protection order and that she be given an OR bond today.
Let's recall this. I have a phone number on the DV questionnaire. Can you call the prosecuting witness?
Yes.
And see if we need to have a hearing on the kids or if there's an agreement. It looks like they were at a shared location, which I'm assuming, unless the kids were somewhere else, they were there. So can you make that call? I'll call a city case in the interim. All right. Let's see.
Miss Allen?
Yeah, we can do Allen. Ronnie's Allen. Oh, Amanda's not here.
No,
She's-
I've got it.
Oh, you're going to do it?
Yep.
Okay.
Alex, do we need the body out here?
The box.
Yeah.
You need her presence?
Is she down already? Is she down?
Yeah, she's here. She's in Z.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
she's,
Young lady, have a seat on the bench. We're gonna recall you in the next couple minutes. I need Miss Renee Allen.
I am designating Miss Tolkien.
okay.
But I'll send it to you today.
The AC's office needs to, they still have Judge Janaki on this.
She's been in Petersburg for like months though, right?
Yeah, like
Oh,
a
she's fine.
year. Yeah, I don't know. It just needs to be changed. Will you write down these case numbers and make sure that they're real? Journey.
Yours.
Miss Allen, Renee Allen.
I know yes.
And the EV was actually set to.
She will.
All right, Miss Allen. Young lady, come on, okay? Go right in the middle, it's one place. We'll do all talking for you also.
Good morning. I know that this started your day out pricey and we.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Your Honor, the pleas are not guilty. I've submitted Ms. Tolkien's designations for Ms. Allen. I know that the court is much more familiar with Ms. Allen than I am. I just met her this morning. But I would ask that the court release her back to off the streets.
She can't go back to off the streets right now. They discharged her. We will have to set up a new bed.
Understood, Your Honor.
If you want to find out.
Your Honor, alternatively, she could stay with her sister. That's where her 3 children are staying today. And she would be able to stay at sister's house pending her next court date with change court.
Your Honor, I would echo defense counsel's sentiments. I know the court is much more familiar with these cases than I am myself. I would just note the new allegations are as to the drug paraphernalia, 2 glass pipes were found in her purse, and the open containers of minor misdemeanor observed in public place with an open can of food.
The probation violations will stay the same. Those were set last week at 5,000 each. On the drug paraphernalia, 1,000 anyway. On the open container, OR I am going to continue these to Wednesday, 1 p.m. at Change Court. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's at 1:30, Judge?
1, all of us.
1 o'clock.
Your Honor, state's ready for Serena Penny. Would you like this back?
Go, Ellen, go back to see Ms. Penny.
And then I explained it, like, if
Emily, we are
doesn't
ready.
work, he can always regress it. But he doesn't want.
All right, on Penny, were you able to contact the prosecuting witness?
Yes, Your Honor, I was. He represented himself as Samad Thompson. I explained to him the situation. He said he is okay with the kids coming off of the order, but he still wants the order for himself. And I also explained that they can always readdress this down.
All right. I will remove the children.
She will execute the order, Your Honor.
All right.
You scratch those, Judge? Okay, all right.
I didn't ask you to do this, but was there any indication on jurors? You wanted jurors?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's fine. All right. Esteban.
I would just kind of reiterate what I had mentioned before, Your Honor. No contacts with the criminal justice system. Aside from this, mother to 3 young children, they're 10, 9, and 6. She works from home. She's responsible for their homeschooling program at home. It's an alternative address with dad in Ohio, where she plans to reside. What's going on?
From the state.
Just with the TPO signed, nothing more to add here.
There's no record, no failures to appear, TPO executed, OR plus the TPO. Rogers. Thank you.
That, who are, Deputy Andre Rogers. I believe
we've resolved the traffic matters for Rogers.
All right. What's the resolution on 12129?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I think Ms. Pearl is speaking behind right now to verify.
Can you remind us what the?
Yeah, so I would dismiss the 12129 driving under. I would dismiss the 28331 driving under. It would want a guilty plea on the 17785 A and B, speeding and driving without a license.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I'm sorry, go back through 12129.
Would be dismissed per plea, Your Honor.
17785 pleading to the B.
The A and the B, Your Honor.
A and the B. All right. Ms. Rogers, a guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. The driving without, the 28331, is that one being dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
The driving without a license is an unclassified misdemeanor, carries no possibility of jail time. Maximum possible penalty is up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. You do have the right to a trial. On the speeding, the maximum possible penalty is $150 fine plus cost. These are offenses that cannot be expunged. The driving without a license is an offense that enhances, meaning that additional convictions of the same offense can result in additional more severe penalties. Specifically, after 3 driving without a license charges, they escalate depending on how it is charged to either a misdemeanor of the 4th degree or a misdemeanor of the 1st degree. So you could go to jail for up to 30 to 180 days on driving. But as to these two charges, knowing your rights and the potential penalties as well as any collateral consequences, do you want to maintain the guilty plea to the two charges? Counselor, do you waive and stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finding of guilty. She's been in one night on these.
That's my understanding.
All right. One, is there anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
One, credit one, remit the fines and costs. When you get out, you should go to room 167. Oh, I need that.
Excuse me.
To see what you need to do to get your license valid. As to the other, did you want to make a bond argument? I don't change other judges' bonds.
I would like to make a bond argument, Your Honor.
All right.
Ms. Rogers is 21 years old. She is 7 months pregnant, Your Honor. She reports to me that she's struggling with high blood pressure right now, which, as you know, can be very serious for someone who is 7 months pregnant. She has, I believe, very frequent medical appointments due to that. She has an ultrasound next week. On these matters, she was previously represented by a panel attorney. She reports to me that she was attending pre-trials. He advised her that she didn't need to be at the pre-trials, as we often do, and then she lost touch with him. He never responded to her about what the trial date was, and so I think that's where, along with his traffic charges, where the 12 failures to appear come from, Your Honor. When she did go to the office here to get recited, she was very, I think, frustrated with the situation because she felt like she tried to stay in touch with this attorney and fulfill her obligation to be at court. But now she finds herself in this particular situation where she's worried about her health. She works as a home healthcare worker. She pays her own bills. I understand your position of not changing these KPS bonds, but it, for her health and the health of her baby, I think it's imperative that she be released. I don't know if an alternative OR might be an option. She also has another small child.
So that might be the case for a couple of these. It is not the case for 12. And at least one of the KPSs on each case was the first setting where she didn't have an attorney and it was set for her to come in to get an attorney. So she couldn't have lost contact with someone who she never went to see in the first place. From the state.
Just appears that this case that she KP'd on was set for trial twice. State will defer to the court.
I have 2 of them set for trial twice. One of them set, one set once for trial. The DV set 2, there's 3 KPSs on that, 3 on this other with 2 set for trial. With 12 failures to appear multiple on each of the cases, I'm not changing Judge Peck's bond. It'll be the same bond he set. Strong.
You want to take a straight up, please? Strong.
Did they dismiss the deed?
Oh, yeah, I'll ask him.
All right, on 18690,
Your Honor, the city's expecting a guilty plea on the A charge, the B charge, and the E charge, and would dismiss the C and the D for plea.
25189,
Dismiss for plea, Your Honor.
1916.
Plea to A, dismiss B.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Strong, the guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. Are these all unclassified,
Yes, Your Honor.
the driving under?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the 2 driving under suspensions are unclassified misdemeanors, maximum possible penalty up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. These are offenses that cannot be expunged. They are also offenses that enhance, meaning that additional convictions of the same offense can result in additional more severe penalties. Specifically, after 3 convictions, they start to carry jail time. Depending on how it's charged, it would be anywhere from 30 days up to 6 months. The 2 traffic light violation and the child restraint violation are minor misdemeanors. Maximum possible penalty is $150 fine plus costs. The child restraint has a mandatory fine of, I believe it's $30. $25 is mandatory fine. Knowing your rights, the maximum possible penalties, do you want to maintain a guilty plea to the 4 charges? All right, counsel, do you wish to stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finding of guilty. He's been in one night. Is there anything else?
County traffic, did we do that already?
I believe
Sorry,
so, yeah.
just the theft of county.
Is there anything else on the traffic?
No, Your Honor. On county, no FRA, no crash.
Mr. Strong, when you get out, you should go to room 167, which is the license intervention program. See what you need to do to get valid, or if you qualify for a payment plan to get privileges. All right, as to the theft,
Please, not Your Honor. He's 29 years old, lives with his mom and 3 brothers. I believe mom is standing back here. He is in between jobs right now. It sounds like he's working at a temp certificate job and doing to pick up another position. That graduated from Hills. Took care of these traffic matters. We've spoken back about how important it is to do that, and we did talk about lists. We'd be asking for more funds.
from the state,
Allegations are defendant stole phone and sold it at a phone kiosk. State would request to stay away from prosecuting witness for the court.
the defendant has 1 prior felony, 7 failures to appear. Doesn't look like he's been on EMD before. The bond will be keeping the standard bond, 1,000 anyway, or alternative, OR, EMU. The EMU, basically, the reason this is not an OR bond is because there's 7 failures to appear. So, all right, Emma Warren,
Cameron Jackson present. Cameron Jackson. Told me, young man, come this way, go see my apartment right here. About 10 minutes from that detail. Emma Warren, right up there. Shields.
You guys just do alphabetical order. You can assign cases. Or you do them in like
Warren.
alphabetical chunks.
We'll not get that.
No, I know, but you do them all in order. So like, do you get like the.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
W or something like that?
Your Honor, Ruby Wilson was born this morning, please not guilty.
As to bond.
Your Honor, Ms. Warren is 20 years old. She has a 5-year-old and 1-year-old. My understanding, she lives with her mom, Kelly. Mom and dad are both present. In court. We're asking for an OR bond, Your Honor. Ms. Warren does have a balloon art business that she runs herself. She has an upcoming events. Yes, it's not the next week. I don't see any failures to appear, Your Honor. So that's why we're asking for an OR.
From the state.
Stay away and defer.
I have 1 prior felony, 0 failures to appear. The felony is a felonious assault. I'm sorry, what was the bond position of the state?
Just to stay away from a prosecutor witness and defer to the court. I only have a Hamilton County rap sheet with a speeding ticket for 26. And allegations are biting and scratching.
OR plus juris if requested.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that's the docket. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Yeah.